tó ẹ káàbọ̀ sí orí ìkànnì bàbá Yorùbá lákọ̀tún. Ilé ńkọ́, ọ̀nà ńkọ́, iṣẹ́ ńkọ́. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin alátìlẹyìn wa nílùú Ọba gbọ́ pé wọ́n tún ti ṣe yín mọ́lé látàrí àrùn àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn aládé ọ̀hún. Bó bá ń gba wájú kò ní bá wa, bó bá ń gbẹ̀yìn kò ní rí wa mú. A ò ní pàdánù ọmọ, aya, ọkọ tàbí ara wa gan pàápàá sínú àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn ọ̀hún. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́sí ń bẹ ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ń bí, ilẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ akẹ́yìnkẹ́yìn, ẹ kú ọmọ ṣe. Greetings to everybody joining us fresh. All our followers, we really appreciate your support and also finding it worthy to tune in whenever we come live. We say thank you to you as you borrow us some amount of your time in learning, relearning, and unlearning, especially regarding African spirituality, and also correcting every negative vibes and notion that has been given to it by the narratives of Nollywood and also Mount Zion movie and several other shenanigans that is out there to blackmail emotionally and also otherwise African spirituality, especially from the Yoruba aspect here. We thank you for availing your time, and we also hope that you can tell your children that there's nothing bad about African spirituality. A ti ń ṣe gbogbo oríṣiríṣi ìgbìyànjú wa. Láìpẹ́ ọjọ́ a lọ sórí ẹ̀rọ agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ eléyìí tí wọ́n ń pè ní radio station kí a lè túpọ̀ kìkì ẹ̀ dáadáa. Ojúṣe tèmi tiyín ni. Àwọn kan kàn mú lókùnkúndùn jura wọn lọ ni. Ó wá ṣe láàánú pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tí a lérò pé wọ́n mọ̀ bá wa dá sí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí tí wọ́n ní àǹfààní láti tú kan ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọgọ́rùn lọ́nà mílíọ̀nù èèyàn lára. Ní tí wọ́n fi èdè ọ̀hún ṣe ó burú jáì, ní tí wọ́n fi ẹ̀bùn ọ̀hún ṣe ó burú jáì. Èyí la fi ń sọ fáwọn èèyàn wípé bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ń wá ibi kiri ẹ má yà lọ́dọ̀ wa. Bọ́ ọ bá fẹ́ gbájú èèyàn ó nílò àfọ̀ṣẹ, ó fẹ́ gbọ́kọ lọ́kọ, ó gbaya láya, ó wẹni tó fi kí ni wọ́n ti ń pè tẹ̀lé mi òrùka burúkú tó fi má yà lọ́dọ̀ tí a. That's not the essence of this way of life. And our target audience are folks below the age of 45, so we can actually be whole with them. And we're also contemplating on the language of presentation, while we want to push ahead our language to ensure that we do not let it go into extinct. We also are concerned about reaching wider coverage of people, because on this platform we have Eewo people, Hausa people, African American, Brazilian, and all of those who are following us, and we want to be able to reach them. Even the Yoruba people, some of them do not really understand the conch Yoruba that we speak, and it is forbidden for me to now begin to speak mini first work way, all those yóò dára fún wa. Ǹjẹ́ ká tó bẹ̀rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ á ṣèbà lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó láyé tó nílẹ̀, tó lágbèdé méjì ayé àti ọ̀run. Àṣèbà afẹ́fẹ́, àṣèbà ọ̀run, àṣèbà ilẹ̀ ńlẹ̀, àṣèbà gbogbo nǹkan tí ń mí àti tí ò mẹ́ lórílẹ̀ alààyè yìí. Àṣèbà àwọn tó dé ká tó dé, tán tẹ̀ ká tó tẹ̀, tán jáwé ká tó jáwé. Àṣèbà àwọn ìṣíwájú, àwọn baba ńlá baba wa tó ti lọ. Àṣèbà àwọn tí gbogbo èèyàn ń bẹ̀rù, àwọn atoríjapá àti fúnjẹdọ̀ àtẹ̀dọ̀ dèròǹró, àwọn ọ̀pàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́, àwọn olókìkí òru. Àṣèbà àwọn náà. Wọ́n ní yèyé ọmọ ní gbọmọ, èrùkẹ̀rẹ̀ ní gbọmọ Ọ̀rúnmìlà. Ẹ̀yin la ké pè lónìí. Ọ̀rọ̀ lásọ, ẹ má jẹ́ asọ tán. Iṣẹ́ ìtúsílẹ̀, iṣẹ́ ìdáǹdè la fẹ́ ṣe. Ẹ má jẹ́ ohun wá, kò hun alára, kò hun ajérò, kò hun ọ̀ràngún ilé ìlá, kó má hun tèmi ti àwọn olólùfẹ́ mi lónìí o. Tọ́, ẹ jẹ́ á bẹ̀rẹ̀. Lónìí, a ó gbé nǹkan kan yẹ̀wò tí wọ́n ń pè ní èèwọ̀. 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 There are two ways you can relate with that. It's either you call it taboo or you call it commandment. But I would rather tilt towards calling it commandment than saying it is a taboo. I have my reasons. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn Yorùbá mọ̀ pé ní èèwọ̀. Èèwọ̀ ṣe pàtàkì nílé ayé ọmọ ẹ̀dá kó mú lò. It's very important for you to observe those commandments. We have different sets of commandments in African spirituality. We have the 42 law of Mahat, for those who understand Kemet theology. 42 law of Mahat. I have not killed, I have not stolen, I have not slept with another man's wife, I have not done this and all that. The 42 law of Mahat was what the Greek folks, the Roman folks, came across. And from there they extracted the 10 commandments that they claimed that Hamose, I'm sorry for not calling them the name you know them by. We know these people. That's what they claim that Yahweh gave to Hamose, which you know as Moses, which is the 10 Commandments. It was an abbreviation or summary. However, the 10 Commandments of Moses was an introduction to even more strenuous commandments. Because we discover later that Hamose gave over 600 laws or commandments to his folks. Too cumbersome to bear. While they came across the 42 law of Mahat and decided to do what we call plagiarism around it. Because it is very going to be difficult for a Babalawo to reach out to the young folks of this generation if you are not learned. That's why it's hard to connect with all those Babalawo in the village. And it's so unfortunate also that folks who see me as one do not believe or trust me as one because I speak good English, because I'm educated. They expect you to be a Babalawo, and you should not be educated. You should be dirty. You should not be able to speak English. You should not know history. You should not be vast. They are suspicious that Babalawo things stay in Boyi. This one that knows cannot be true Babalawo. It is such a misconception. They expect you to put a guard, which is called Ado, to be walking around with cowries around you, looking like a, But we are changing narrative. We are changing it. We are making it more presentable. Now, while those were going on, Orunmila Baba Agboniregun, who is the leader of all the Babalawo, who all the Babalawo follows. We have different segments of our Aboyeboji show. We have different segments of our spirituality. We have the spiritual aspect, we have the pharmaceutical aspect, and we have the specialist. The Olosoyin, those ones are Onishegun, they follow their leaders. The what you call the Olorisha, either specializing in appeasing Shango, Ogun, and the rest of it. While the Babalawo are followers of Orunmila. Orunmila Baba Agboniregun, ìtumọ̀ Agboniregun ni pé ẹni tó gbọ́n jù láyé, the custodian of wisdom. That's their Solomon that they plagiarize for you, calling him, oh, he's the wisest and all that. It was Orunmila they were talking about. And you also see that they always shoot themselves in the leg. And you see in the Song of Solomon, where Solomon was even claiming to be the darkest of all his father's children, it's talking about you, we, us. Now we move on. Orunmila Baba Agboniregun, ó pẹ̀lú àwọn òòṣà tí wọ́n tẹ̀lé ayédó. There are 24 of them, the 24 elders. Lára àwọn 24 elders tá à ń sọ yìí, wọ́n mọ̀ má fi Ògún lákàyè ọ̀sìn mọ́lẹ̀ sí ni. Why? Because Ògún is not an orisha or energy that is peculiar to a certain family alone. So when we appease our head, we appease Ògún. Why? Because Ògún is the energy of victory that helps you to scale through. Orílẹ̀-èdè fi ń la búlálẹ̀ odò, oríṣi lọ́mọ ẹranko fi ń la gbójá. Bọ́ọ̀ bá ní agbára Ògún lára ọ̀ lè jàjàyè. Eléyìí ni wọ́n mọ̀ pé ní pé Ògún yè o, Ògún yè. So tá a bá bọ orí fún ni, a mọ̀ tún fún ni ní agbára Ògún láti fi jàjàyè lé ayé. Ògún ṣáájú gbogbo àwọn òòṣà mẹ́rìnlélógún ọ̀hún, ó ṣáájú wọn délé ayé àkámọ́. Ìlà fi ń pè ní Ògún lákàyè, Ògún lákàyè, which means Ògún is the one who paved way, who paved way for all other òrìṣà globally. Somebody is saying who is now Ifa. All right, so please, when we are on this platform, try, if you are not speaking correct Yoruba, please speak correct English. All right, so you don't confuse me. I've said it several times that Ifa is an abbreviation of a word called Indigenous Faith of African People. Indigenous Faith of African People. People think Ifa is an Orisha. Ifa is not an Orisha. That's part of the narrative we are trying to set up. Ifa is never one single Orisha. Ifa is a way of life. Is the reading of nature. Are you getting me? That's why they call it oracle. Ifa is a mouthpiece of nature, how life should go. And the one who first mastered this way of life is called Orunmila, Baba Agboniregun. Orunmila kífá ní abẹ́ odù Ògúndáṣẹ̀, ní Ifá Ògúndáṣẹ̀, under the corpus of Ògúndáṣẹ̀. That's where this Eewo or commandment came for us. Ifá yìí ìrosùn méjì ni. Báwo ló ṣe kì í? Wọ́n ní èrò gègé ṣe ẹ kú, èrò gègé ṣe ẹ yà wá, ẹ wá bomi ìlórò mu. Adíá fún ọmọ tí bàbá ẹ kú tó lóun ó fẹ́ ìyá òun àbóhun ó ṣùyà òun lópo. Wọ́n ní a kì í ṣe èèwọ̀, bó bá ń bi ni odò níbẹ̀, èèwọ̀ ni àì ṣùyà ẹni lópo. Ìrosùn méjì nù. Abẹ́ Ògúndáṣẹ̀. L'Ọ̀rúnmìlà wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní kí Ifá fún àwọn ọmọ adarí oorun. ó wá fún wọn ní èèwọ̀ 21 tí wọ́n fi mọ tukọ̀ ilé ayé, 21 commandments, which is èèwọ̀ gbogbogbò. Ìpele ńlá gé èèwọ̀ sí. Ìpele mẹ́ta ni èèwọ̀ wà. There are 3 levels of commandments in African spirituality. The first is the general commandments, meant for both old, young, and all that. And there are 21 of those general commandments. We will take a look at few of them today so that I don't waste much of the time. The general commandment is there. Eléyìí ni èèwọ̀ gbogbogbò. Àwa ní èèwọ̀ ìdílé ẹni. Kẹ́ẹ̀rí bá a ṣe lè tò nǹkan dáadáa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá bí. Èèwọ̀ ìdílé, that's family commandment. Lẹ́yìn èyí, ẹlẹ́nkẹta náà wá ní èèwọ̀ òkè ìpọ̀nrín. Èèwọ̀ òkè ìpọ̀nrín, which is your personal commandment, your individual commandment. All these things can also be called allergy. Allergy that disrupt the law and order of nature against society, against family, and against individuals. Ẹ jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ mú èèwọ̀ gbogbogbò ká àkọ́kọ́ mú pọ́n. I will be explaining to you. You're giving me a double job. That's why we spend so much time on the program every time, because I speak Yoruba, I speak English also. There are 21 general laws, general taboos, general commandments, èèwọ̀ gbogbogbò. Àkọ́kọ́ èèwọ̀ ọ̀hún pé ká má kàlá ìjì ó. Bọ́ ọ bá ní gègé àti tákàdá, o lè mọ kọ́lẹ̀. Gègé àti tákàdá ó mì ní biro and pen. Ara Yorùbá tá a pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ò mọ̀ nù. The first commandment that Orunmila gave to all mankind is that ká má kàlá ìjì ó. Kí ni ìtumọ̀ rẹ̀? A ò gbọ́dọ̀ jalè. That means you must not take what does not belong to you. You know, for people who are living on the concept of heaven and hell, they are trying to outsmart nature, and they can't escape it. Our spirituality, our society is founded on cause and effect, action and reaction, and then what you did and the consequences of it, or what you sow and what you reap. You can't escape it. It is those who are trying to escape the repercussion of their actions that are looking up to heaven and going to hell. They think, Afiku boni lashiri. Here, they say, you must not steal or take what does not belong to you. That's the very first commandment. Very critical, very serious. Tá a bá wá rí babaláwo tó ń ṣe lòdì sírú fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀, irú wọn ni wọ́n máa ń pọ́n láṣọ. Gbọ́ mi bí? That's why it's so dangerous for you as an initiate to lie or to do something negative or to try to amass wealth wrongly. A ò gbọ́dọ̀ kálá ìjì ó. Unfortunately, most of the people who practice these things do not even know these things, which means we must not take what does not belong to us. Èkejì, a ò gbọ́dọ̀ gbọ̀pá lọ́wọ́ arúgbó. Ká má gbọ̀pá lọ́wọ́ arúgbó. That means we must observe the societal hierarchy in such manner that ọmọdé mọ ayé ẹ̀, àgbà mọ ayé ẹ̀. You will now realize that in our own setting here, they say, ọmọdé gbọ́n àgbà gbọ́n ni la fi dálé Ifẹ̀. The elders do not disrespect the younger ones. The younger ones must not disrespect the elderly ones. However, when each and every of these category of people are going wrong, we must be able to call each other to order. No one is above mistake. Also, no one is above correction. Ẹ mọ̀ rántí pé ọmọdé ìṣẹ́ ìmọ̀ ń padà ń dàgbà yà. And if we live on the principle of we cannot correct the elders, let us not forget that a foolish youth can grow up to be a stupid elder. So we correct them, but we don't disrespect them. It has been misconstrued in our family setting for so long, which we must correct, especially the men who are listening to me right now, that because you are the head of the family, your wife have no say, your children cannot call you to table and correct you. It is wrong. That's why we have so many defunct family settings these days, where children don't have a say, they can't ask questions. Everything is just yeah and amen. No. We did not start our society on that platform. The religion of the invaders brought it. Ìyá àtọmọ, bàbá àtọmọ, wọ́n mọ jíròrò lórí tábìlì kan náà. Ó ní ká má pòpà lọ́wọ́ arúgbó. That is addressing the young ones. Do not disrespect the elders. There are wisdom with them. I was talking to someone yesterday and we spent almost 3 hours together. And this person went on with so much wisdom and was like, wow, there's too much experience, you've seen a lot and all that. Ìdí tá a ṣe jókòó sẹ́bà ẹsẹ̀ arúgbó ni pé ká lè rí ọgbọ́n kọ́ lọ́dọ̀ wọn. And that's why in our society we don't have old people's home in our society. The grannies go to live with their children so they can transmit the wisdom through their experience to their grandchildren. Are you with me? We don't put our old ones in old people's home. We bring them home. They die on our laps. Just like we were born into their hands, we make them die on our laps. We suck them dry. In what sense? By extracting every single experience, every single wisdom they have in them. So we don't let one generation die like that. We continue from where they stop. Unfortunately, the religion of the invader came and began to say to you that your village people are behind your problem, so you refuse to go home. Some of you have been turned against your mother and your parents and your family. Now you don't want to have anything to do with them. But that's the source of your beginning. That's the beginning of your greatness. Odò tó bá sì gbàgbé orísun yóò padà gbẹ ni. A lot of people are drying up today. They are just living a very empty life because they are not maintaining contact with their home. Powers from your father's house. If you like, travel from here to the moon. They will get you. They work with nature. They will get you. So don't let anybody from one Lagos Ibadan Expressway deceive you that because you are calling one Jesus, it's gone. It's not gone. If they want to get you, they will get you. They watch you grow to this point. And you think if they want to, that's the only power from the father's house that is affecting you is that your pastor and your imam that is turning you against each other. Marie, we pay so many times when people come to me for consultation, they want me to name and shame. I can say, okay, somebody is behind this. I will never name and shame. I'm never going to put a bad blood between you and your family member. What I'm going to do is to fortify you against whatever they try. Which one pays you for you to start adding to your problem by saying, I rebuke you, I rebuke you, I rebuke you, I rebuke you. One day, or rebuke me, or ẹjọ́ kí ni mo ṣe fún yín, nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ fi tọ́ràn rèé. Which one is wiser? Àyíbàjẹ́ jà o, àyíbóṣó jà o, àyíbẹ́lẹ́bọlóògùn jà o, àìsí tọ́jà aláròká. Don't let these people mislead you. Don't let these people mislead you. Àti rí ọ̀nà tó ṣe wípé ẹni tí ń ṣèyàn ó padà wá ń gbàyàn. The one who is attacking you ended up helping you. One of these days we'll be doing a live broadcast on witchcraft. Witchcraft. Wọ́n sọ fún ọ ẹni tí wọ́n ń pè ní àjẹ́, bí èèyàn ṣe lè jẹ́ àjẹ́, bàjẹ́ ṣe wà. Ọ wà máa mọ̀ bóyá wọ gangan tìka lára rẹ̀ jẹ́ àjẹ́. I'll tell you. So when I simplify all these things for you, maybe you will understand that diabolism is not even bad. And an initiate, a babalawo, should not be someone scary. And your father's house are not against you. Ọmọ àlè ní fọwọ́ òsì júwèlé bàbá ẹ o. Ó ní ká má pọ̀gbà lọ́wọ́ arúgbó. Respect the elders. Second one under that general commandment, which is Eewo gbogbogbò, is that ká má ṣe gọ̀lọ̀tọ̀ kí ìyá wa, ká sì mọ́ ṣe gọ̀lọ̀tọ̀ kí bàbá wa. Ọ̀rúnmìlà ló sọ, kì í ṣe mi. Ká má ṣe gọ̀lọ̀tọ̀ kí ìyá wa, ká má ṣe gọ̀lọ̀tọ̀ kí bàbá wa. Before we delve into that, let me now go back to the previous one we just spoke about of ká má gbọ̀pá lọ́wọ́ arúgbó. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà nílùú Èkó lérékùṣù ń bí táwa ń gbé. I've seen youngsters, they'll be greeting elderly folks, and elderly folks who is carrying loads, and they will just say, mommy, ekele o error, and they walk out, they will just walk past. Wọ́n yẹn ràn yàn lẹ́rù. Wọ́n yẹn ràn yàn lẹ́rù. Nígbà wa ń dàgbà bọ̀ lábúlé, abúlé ni wọ́n bí mi sí, mo ò bí ìyá àti bàbá rẹ̀ rè, kọ́ rágbàlagbà tí ń gbẹ́rù, kọ́ mọ̀ràn lẹ́rù. Ọ̀ràn àgbàlagbà lẹ́rù ni. Are you with me? You help elders. When you are in a bus and you see an elderly person standing, you stand up for them. You will get to their age. Àṣesílẹ̀ làbọ̀ abá, that's what Ọ̀rúnmìlà is trying to tell us. Bọ́ ọba ṣe lólé ayé ńgbà tó jẹ́wé lọ́padà kàńgbà ọba dàgbà. Elderly ones in the street and all that, they are weak. They are not as healthy as you. We give them preferential treatment. We give our senior citizen preferential treatment. That's what it means to Magbopa lọ́wọ́ arúgbó. All those things are existing in the nation you are emulating, but you refuse to practice it here. Ẹ pé civilization ti dé kẹ́lẹ́rù gbẹ́rù ẹ̀. Ó padà wá ká. Ó ní ká má ṣe gọ̀lọ̀tọ̀ kí ìyá wa, ká sì mọ́ ṣe gọ̀lọ̀tọ̀ kí bàbá wa. Ẹnìkan ń béèrè pé kí ni túmọ̀ gọ̀lọ̀tọ̀? Kọ́ dúró lé mi lórí ní à ń pè ní gọ̀lọ̀tọ̀. Ọ̀rúnmìlà is trying to tell us here that whoever you call your parent, or whoever is old enough, but primarily your parents, you must not be lackadaisical in paying obeisance to them, in doing veneration to them. Why? Yàtọ̀ orí, àbí tayọ orí, aside from your head, which is the head of all Orisha, those are your gods. Those are your gods. Your parents are your God. Ọlọ́run rẹ nù. Your parents are basically your God. Ìdí ni tó ṣe jẹ́ pé tí wọ́n bá fi ọ́ ré ọmọ dẹni ire, tí wọ́n bá fi ọ́ gégùn ó dẹni ègún, bí wọ́n bá sì wúre fún ọ ó dẹni ire. Ẹnikẹ́ni tí bá ti ń ṣojúṣe òbí lórí rẹ, whoever is performing that parental duty on you has become a God to you. Nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ń bí, in our own land, we prostrate. Women will kneel down. The men will prostrate as a form of veneration and paying obeisance to our parents. It is practically wrong, and is the greatest taboo to be upstanding and upright while you are greeting your parents. You must not, under any circumstance. You must not. If you see them on the street, dọ̀bálẹ̀. You see them in the secret, dọ̀bálẹ̀. Bọ́ ọba jí lóòrọ̀, ọ kọ́kọ́ lọ kí òòṣà rẹ ni. Lẹ́yìn pọ̀ ọgbà orí rẹ mú gbọ́ ọba fẹsẹ̀ tẹlẹ̀ tán, bọ́ ọba ṣe tán, ọ wà lọ forí ọ̀hún tẹríba fóòbí rẹ. We greet our parents kneeling down and prostrating. As tall as I am, and as much as people give me respect, whenever I visit my mother, ó di gbalaja ilẹ̀. Òfin yìí ló wá mú àwọn àna ẹni orò lànà. The same amount of respect you give to your parent is the same amount of respect you must give to the parent of your spouse. Those are adopted parents. Remember I said whoever is performing the parental duty on you, it is a taboo for you to be upstanding while you are saying hello to them. Kò sínú àṣà wa. But we have actually learned some bad habits that is shortchanging our life and cutting short our lifespan. From the West, where we see our mothers, our fathers, and we say, Mommy, hi, Mommy, hello. Doesn't matter where you train these children. As long as you are part of this particular way of life and culture, teach them to know what to do and what is right. Teach them to know what to do and what is right. You can be surrounded by all the white people in the world. Let your child stand out by telling him or her, "O ma dọ̀bálẹ̀ kí mi ni, o dẹ̀ ma kúnlẹ̀ kí mi ni." You must bow to the parents that bore you. Somebody is now asking me in silence, saying, what if the parent never took care of me? Ọ̀rúnmìlà ò sọ pé òbí tó bá tọ́jú rẹ̀ àbí tí ò tọ́jú rẹ̀. Ó mọ̀ tí wọ́n ń pè ní, wọ́n ní ìyá ni wúrà, bàbá ni dígí. Tá a bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa bàbá, a pè bàbá ló dáṣẹ èèyàn. Àṣẹ iná níná fi ń jó, àṣẹ òòrùn ńlò òòrùn fi ń ràn, àṣẹ mọ́nàmọ́ná tí ń bẹ lẹ́nu ọká, àṣẹ tó mọ̀ pa nílé ayé látara bàbá ló ti gbà á. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó fi mọ́ lùgbà látara ìyá ńlọ ti mú. How can you live without blood? How can you live without authority? Òbí lè ṣàṣìṣe kọ́mọ̀tọ́jú rẹ̀. Ìwọ má kóná lórí ara rẹ̀, ìwọ ṣe ojúṣe rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ tó bí. kò wá ní fi ṣe wípé òbí kan gbogbo lóṣù lọ gbọ́dọ̀ nílé ayé. The way you respect your biological, also respect your adopted or your foster or whoever is, playing the role of a father, mother, or you. Now, this is not the same thing as adopting a father in the Lord. All those rubbish that those people in church and mosque do, where they practically buy the best gift in life for their father in the Lord, and their mother is in the village suffering. Every single year, their father in the Lord is doing birthday. They put the best graphics, the best picture, and all that. Whenever their own parents are doing birthday, sometimes they don't even put picture. When they put picture, you see how haggard, how tattered their parents are. Some of you wish your parents Mother's Day. Your mother, you are wishing Mother's Day on Facebook, and you are saying the best mother in the world does not have phone that can browse in the village. Ọmọ òfò, ọmọ àdánù ni irú ọmọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Irú wọn ìpẹ́ láyé. Wọn kò máa ṣàṣe ìdànù ni. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ ló ti wá bá wa tá a ti yẹ fáwò tá a pé kọ́ ọ lẹ́bọ̀ létùtù lọ tọ́jú ìyàtọ̀ bí ọlọ́mọ. Ọ̀ra ẹ̀bùn kọjá sí wọn ni. On the Father's Day, some of you even practically forget Father's Day. I don't know what fathers did to you. Ṣùgbọ́n Ọ̀rúnmìlà ò sọ pé ká ta ayé bàbá dànù. Are you getting me? We must pay obeisance to all of them. From the way we greet them to the way we carry them and the way we take care of them. Bó ṣe rí nù. A ò gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe gọ̀lọ̀tọ̀ kí ìyá àti bàbá wa. Ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti kíkí lóòrọ̀. Ẹnìkan sọ pé tẹ́ bá ti ń bá mọ́mí yín sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ máa ń ṣe báyìí lórí fóònù. Èmi mo mọ tí ṣe mí. Èmi mo mọ tí ṣe mí. Kì í ṣe pé torí mò ń bẹ̀rù ìyàtọ̀ bí mi lọ́mọ àbí. Àmọ́ ń tọ̀rùn mi lásọnù. Òòṣà mẹ́nu mo gbọ́dọ̀ forí balẹ̀ fún. Ǹjẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ mọ̀ pé àwọn ọmọ Fẹlá ti ń bọ Fẹlá gẹ́gẹ́ bí òòṣà. Àwọn èèyàn ń wá láti ìlú èbó láti wá bọ Fẹlá gẹ́gẹ́ bí òòṣà ni. Ó dúró nípò bàbá fún wọn ni. Ẹni tí ń rí bí bàbá nù. Ọjọ́ wo ló padà mọ bàbá tiẹ̀? Gbà tá a wà léwe, bàbá lọ ìlú wa. Ìyá mi ó kó kíní fún wa ni. A tún lọ sórí olórí bàbá tiẹ̀. Tá lọ lè mọ tàn kándù sí tá sì mọ bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀. Wọ́n sì máa ṣàtọ́nà wa. A mọ̀ rí wọn lójú oorun, lójú àlá. Bá a ti ń bọ òòṣà ẹni nìyẹn, bá a ti ń bọ àwọn alálẹ̀ nù o. Gọ̀lọ̀tọ̀ kí ìyá ẹni, gọ̀lọ̀tọ̀ kí bàbá ẹni. Ọ̀rúnmìlà sọ, ó ní ká má rògbògun lóko. Ó ní ká má rògbògun lóko. Ìtumọ̀ èyí ni pé we must not remove the ancient landmark. We must not remove the ancient landmark. However, when you look at it today, gbogbo ilẹ̀ òòṣà làwọn bàbá yín ti tà tán lábúlé. Bí wọ́n ti ń tà fáwọn òyìnbó pupa ni wọ́n ń tà fáwọn òyìnbó funfun. Chinese are taking over your father's land. Please go home and buy it and preserve it. Some of them are even selling the ancestral land to pastors to build camps. It is forbidden. A ò gbọ́dọ̀ rògbògun lóko. Ojú yìí ojúbọ òòṣà ni o. Igbó orò rèé o. You must not remove the ancient landmark. It is wrong. Don't say because there is civilization and all wa tàpá sí. The same thing with orò ìdílé, family right. Àmọ́ ti gba Jésù o. Jésù ló ń ṣàkóso ayé mi ń sìn yín o. Ǹjẹ́ o jẹ́ mọ̀ pé Jésù ọ̀hún gbà ń bẹ láyé tá tí ó bá ń bẹ láyé gan. Wọ́n ṣòro ìdílé fún. Ńgbà wọn bí tán, ńgbò dọjọ́ kẹjọ. Ẹyẹlé, ẹyẹ àdàbà, gbogbo rẹ̀ ni wọ́n kó lọ sí ilé òòṣà wọn tí wọ́n lọ lè fi ṣòro ìdílé fún Jésù rẹ̀ hùn. Gbogbo ìgbà tí sì ń bẹ iná lọ jẹ gbogbo Passover wọn yẹn àṣejẹ tí wọ́n ń jẹ ọba wọn jẹ ni. Kí ni wá ń ṣe ọ́? Kí ni ṣe ọ́? Ọjọ́ tó o bá mọ̀ pé olùṣọ́ àgùntàn rẹ̀ yìí ń padà lọ lè ṣòro ìdílé, ọjọ́ náà lọ ìpòrú ọkàn ó bá ọ. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ń ṣoríire, wọ́n ń rí owó tiẹ̀ ni wọ́n fi áyán máa ń dánkù ni. Nítorí wọ́n ń ṣe ojúṣe wọn sílé. Àmọ́yé olùṣọ́ àgùntàn rẹ̀ ti jẹ́ pé ìdílé eléégún láti bí, ìdílé olóòṣà láti bí, kò fi ṣeré, ń fowó ránṣẹ́. Mo mọ oríṣiríṣi olùṣọ́ àgùntàn tó yẹ pé bọ́ bá ti dìgbà eégún yóò lọ gbógun bàbá rẹ̀ ni. Àmọ́ ìwọ ò ní mọ ẹni tí ń bẹ lábẹ́ eégún, àmọ́ òun ó gbẹ̀yìn wọlé gbé eégún bàbá rẹ̀ jáde. Bọ́ bá ti gbé yóò padà wá, yóò mọ bọ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, ó ti jẹun tí ó ṣe. Ìwọ ń sọ pé God forbid bad thing, God forbid. Ọlọ́run ọ̀hún ó padà forbid rẹ ni. Kì í ṣe pé mo fẹ́ ṣe ọlọ́nà o. Bọ́ bá wọn kọ́ gbóòtọ̀rọ̀, bọ́ bá wọn kọ́ ti mọ́ gbóòtọ̀rọ̀. Don't remove the ancient landmark. báyìí la ṣe ń ṣe ìdílé tiwa ọ gbọ́dọ̀ wá sọ pé ìwọ lọ́ọ́ tàsé àgẹ̀rẹ̀ sí. arákùnrin kan bẹ tí ó jẹ́ òun ni olùdásílẹ̀ ìjọ ìràpadà Pa Akíndayọ̀mí. Ǹjẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ mọ̀ pé ìdílé ológun ni bàbá ti wá lóńdó? Bàbá òfògùn ẹ̀ ṣeré mójú ẹ kó ń bẹ̀. Eléyìí lẹ́ fi máa mọ̀ yí pé ìjọ ìràpadà gan ẹ rí i pé ìsìn wọn kò fi gbogbo ara yàtọ̀ sí ẹ̀sìn Yorùbá. Òkè Ìtasẹ̀ tá a ti lọ lè ń gba gbogbo àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ ọdọọdún àjọ ń bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Ìgbà tẹ́yìn ń gbà ló yàtọ̀. Ẹ lọ gba ti 31st láti gbà ní àárín ọdún gbà bá lo Òkè Ìtasẹ̀. Gbogbo yóò máa sanwó ọmọgọ̀. Àwa tó yẹ kẹ́ wá gbà nǹkan lọ lẹ́nu rẹ̀ rèé. Àjọ ń jókòó ṣiṣẹ́ ni àmọ́ àsọdún tí wọ́n pọ̀ wọ́n sì mọ lọ́pọlọ òfò kan. Ní ká má ro gbógun lóko. Á tàṣírí gbogbo wọn. Èmi ò sì bẹ̀rù èèyàn. Tí wọ́n bá sọ pé ẹlẹ́nu apẹ̀rẹ̀, èmi ni wọ́n ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀ basket mouth, wọn ò mọ òótọ́ tí wọ́n yìí sọ. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo sọ fún yín, wọ́n mọ̀ ń sàsí mi. Àmọ́ àwọn kan mọ ibi tára wọn kù sí. Ọ̀rúnmìlà ní ká má sọ ẹjọ́ ẹlẹ́bi dàre. Ó ní ká má sọ ẹjọ́ ẹlẹ́bi dàre. Ká sì má pààyàn sínú ògùn ọ̀run tọ́. Ká má pààyàn sínú ògùn ọ̀run tọ́, ká má fi sùúrù pe sùúrù, ká má fi sùúrù pe sùúrù. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò yé. Ìtumọ̀ eléyìí ń ni pé we must not be biased. What belongs to give justice at all time. You must administer justice at all time. In your society, justice must reign. Not a society like Nigeria. I look forward for my dream of them having the true Oòduà Republic to come to pass. A wá fẹ́ yàn èèyàn sínú ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin. A máa fògùn búra fún wọn. A máa fọya búra fún wọn. A máa folókun búra fún wọn. A máa fi Ṣàngó búra fún wọn. Ìgbà yìí lẹ mọ̀ pé ọmọ Yorùbá lè sòótọ́. Nítorí wọ́n mọ̀ bẹ̀rù àbí kọ́ parọ́ kógun ó pa ọ́ ni. Àbí tó bá wọkọ̀. Kọ́ ṣe parọ́ kí Ṣàngó pa ọ́ dànù kára ó sán pa ọ́. Bọ́ọ̀ tí ń parọ́ òun nílé ìgbìmọ̀ fi ju àrò sì mọ̀ sán pa ọ́. Ojú ọ̀rọ̀ àrò sì mọ̀ sán. Àmọ́ wọn nílé ṣe léyàn. Àwọn olè òjálé onílébù tiẹ̀ lẹ́yìn. Àwọn ìṣirò àwọn Bọ́lá Tinubu ẹ má bínú tẹ́ bá ń ṣe olóṣèlú o, wọ́n mọ̀ pé ẹrù olè ń bẹ lẹ́rù àwọn. Àwọn eléyìí wọ́n ti pollute tí wọ́n pè ní Ògúndábèdé, odù Ifá kan bẹ tí wọ́n pè ní Ògúndábèdé, olórí olè níwàrun. Ẹnikẹ́ni tí odù Ifá rẹ̀ bá yọ síbẹ̀, oúnjẹ olóúnjẹ ló wọ́n mọ̀ jẹ. Àwòdì jẹun èpè sanra nírú wọn, àmọ́ kìí ṣe pé ó lọ lè jalè. Ẹlòmíì ó mọ ṣiṣẹ́ ìwọ mọ rí jẹ ni, kìí ṣe pé ó jalè. That's why they will not be able to support Oòduà Republic, because we will go back to when this particular general law begin to guide us, become the basis. However, when you ask all of them agitating for Yoruba Republic or Oòduà Republic, they don't even know this law. They don't even know all these general commandments. What is our constitution going to be based upon if not this? What else do we need as constitution if not this? But they don't know it. They want a new republic. Yẹ̀yẹ́ not true. Agbòdua Republic, ayé mọ̀ pé orúkọ Jésù, àbí? Agbòdua Republic, ayé mọ̀ pé Allah, àbí? Ẹ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni o. Ó ní ká má fi sùúrù pe sùúrù, ká má fi sùúrù pe sùúrù, ká má pààyàn sínú ogun ọ̀run tọ́, ká má sọjọ́ ẹlẹ́bi dàre, ká má sọjọ́ alárédẹ̀bi, ká sòótọ́ síbi tó tọ́ ń bẹ. Ọ̀rúnmìlà ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ifá Ògúndáṣẹ̀ ni mò ń sọ fún yín. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yín bẹ́ẹ̀ bí tó yẹ pé tọ́pẹ́tẹ́ bá ti rí dọ́là gbà ẹ mọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ kí sọ lẹ́nu ni ẹ wọ́n mọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ bíi tamborin ẹ mọ̀ tamborin àti wájú àtẹ̀yìn ni ó mọ̀ púrà. Ní ìtẹ̀síwájú ó ní ká má fi ogun gbọ̀nà ẹ̀bùrú ja Ilé Ifẹ̀. Èyí tí wọ́n mọ̀ sọ kẹ́yìn nínú general law the general law. Ó ní a ò gbọ́dọ̀ fógun gbọ̀nà ẹ̀bùrú ja Ilé Ifẹ̀. Kí ni ìtumọ̀ eléyìí? Let me paint a scenario for you. You live in a house with people, either your family or they adopted you or they give you a place to stay. And you know the secret passage to their home, and you now went ahead to tell the thieves, the robbers, that when you get here by so time, I will be ready to open the door for you from inside. Kó má gbẹ̀bọ̀dè, ẹni wọ́n pè ní a ò gbọ́dọ̀ gbọ̀nà ẹ̀bùrú já Ilé Ifẹ̀. Ilé Ifẹ̀ túmọ̀ síbi tó tí gbogbo wa ti wá, orírun oníkálukú wa, ká wá máa ṣèlòdì sí i, ká máa táṣìírí orírun wa. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ilé kan ò gbọ́dọ̀ táṣìírí ẹbí rẹ fẹ́lòmíì. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí òṣìṣẹ́ ilé iṣẹ́ kan ò gbọ́dọ̀ táṣìírí ọ̀gá rẹ fẹ́lòmíì. Oath of secrecy. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí babaláwo ò gbọ́dọ̀ táṣìírí A fún B ńgbọ̀n bá bá ọ láyé ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè kan ò gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ pé orílẹ̀-èdè yẹn ò lè dára. Everybody ní orílẹ̀-èdè yẹn rubbish ni wọ́n. Ó ní a ò gbọ́dọ̀ fogun gbọ̀nà ẹ̀bùrú já Ilé Ifẹ̀. Don't be a betrayer. Don't be a betrayer. Ó sì tan mọ́ ìbálòpọ̀ ọkùnrin àtobìnrin láàrin ìwọ àti aya àbí ọkọ rẹ. Ihun tí bá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin yín ò gbọ́dọ̀ lọ ilé yín lọ lè mọ́ sọ fáwọn òbí rẹ. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ obìnrin ní ń bẹ tó yẹ pé káyà máa ń tà láyé wọn. Kò sírú ọ̀nà ìbásùn tí hàn tí ìbásùn. Wọ́n wá lọ fẹ́ ọmọkùnrin kan tó yẹ pé òlóni ẹlẹ́jẹ̀ tù. Nítorí lẹ́yìn ò mọ jìn wọ́n dáadáa, wọ́n lọ lè máa sọ fún ìyá àti bàbá wọn lé pé ọmọkùnrin yẹn ò máa lè ṣe dáadáa, kò lè ta bíọ́bíọ́n, ó fọ́kọ̀ gan, ó mẹ́sọ̀ gan, ó kàn máa ṣe ṣúkẹ́ṣúkẹ́ ni. Wọ́n wá dá ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹlòmíì ó pa àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ rẹ̀, wọ́n dá ẹ̀yẹ ọkọ rẹ̀ lẹ̀. Eléyìí ta mọ́kọ náà kọ́ lọ lè máa dá ẹ̀yẹ aya rẹ̀ lẹ̀ láàrin àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ rẹ̀ àbáwọn ẹbí rẹ̀. Ọ̀bùrú ò gbọ́dọ̀ fogun gbọ̀nà ẹ̀bùrú já Ilé Ifẹ̀. Kọ́ ọmọ mẹ́nu mọ́ láàrin ẹ̀yin méjì ló wà. Ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ fi awo ṣawo ara yín. Kí èèyàn wá fàṣírí pamọ́ sí ọ lọ́wọ́ kọ́ lè lọ máa tú ta pé okay ìjà ti bẹ́lẹ̀ láàrin wá sí let me now expose him. Kò gbọ́dọ̀ rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Sọ̀rọ̀ mi yé, kò gbọ́dọ̀ rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ọ̀rúnmìlà ní kò gbọ́dọ̀ rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Pàápàá jùlọ ibi tá a bá ti ṣe ọ́ lóore rí, kò séye ibi tá a bá ṣe ọ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ fi nǹkan àṣírí tí ń bẹ láàrin yín nǹkan ìkọ̀kọ̀ máa fi ṣe èrègùn sí wọn. Ìyẹn tá a bá ń tẹ̀lé àwọn òfin yìí lásán, ǹjẹ́ kò ti tó? Lófin tó ṣe wípé yóò mọ̀ túnlé ayé wa ṣe. And they say you are savages, that you are barbarians, that you have no culture, you have no tradition, you have no civilization before they came. They brought their Jesus, they brought their Allah. I'm saying take your self-confidence back. You don't need all those nonsense. This is our way of life. And you must be able to tell your children all these things. Kán lè mọ̀. Eléyìí lórí èèwọ̀ tí Ọ̀rúnmìlà kà fún gbogbogbò wa. A wá lọ sí orí èèwọ̀ ìdílé. Èèwọ̀ ìdílé. Àmọ́ kó tó di pé a lọ sí orí èèwọ̀ ìdílé, ẹnu ń ro mí díẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ á gbọ́ orin látọwọ́ bàbá wa Haruna Ìṣọ̀lá. Mò ń bọ̀ mú èdè ẹ̀sìn mi díẹ̀. Ẹ ṣé o bàbá, ó ní ká ó gbà wá lọ́wọ́ ọ̀tá àríbánijẹ. Àwọn ọ̀tá kan ń bẹ tí wọ́n pè ní àríbánijẹ agbọ̀nṣàlẹ̀, ọwọ́ epo ni wọ́n bá ní ńlá wọn bá ní ńlá tẹ̀jẹ̀. Pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa nígbà míì láti ṣàṣìṣe àti fẹ́rù wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọkọ àbáyá. Ńgbò bá ń dùn lọ́mọ rí wọn, ńgbò bá sí mọ́ wọ́n ti yọ dànù. Gẹ́gẹ́ bá ti ń bá ọ̀rọ̀ wa lọ, ká má fi ọ̀pá pọ̀lọpọ̀lọ péjò. Ọ̀rọ̀ èèwọ̀ ìdílé la fẹ́ mẹ́nu bà yìí. Ẹ mọ̀ pé ìpele èèwọ̀ kejì tí Ọ̀rúnmìlà ṣẹ̀ fún àwọn ọmọ adarí wọn nù. We have spoken about the societal law or commandment, the general one that guides everyone, irrespective of who you are. Irrespective of who you are. Kó tó di pé wọ́n á wá tẹnubọ eléyìí, èèwọ̀ tá a sọ last yìí, tá a sọ kẹ́yìn, that a ò gbọ́dọ̀ fogun gbọ̀nà ẹ̀bùrú já Ilé Ifẹ̀. Ó bá wọn babaláwo wí. Àwa tá à ń ṣe awo, ó bá wa wí. Yálà ní ibi ni àbí nílé Ọ̀ṣun. Mo rí nǹkan kan tí wọ́n pè ní anomalies, something strange, something very strange, that our people are beginning to initiate the white folks into our secret orders. the same people that came to take away those things they call idols, our artifacts, our ancient gift, our way of communication, destroy our society, call us savages, take us as slaves, are now being initiated into our secret and sacred order by those Mashampani Karambani Babalawos. You will see them doing a show of shame during the Osun festival. Ọ̀rúnmìlà ní kò gbọdọ̀ jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ogún ìdílé wa rèé ní Ifá, ní ìṣẹ̀ṣe, kọ́mọ lọ́dọ̀ wa ń bí. Lára Ifá ni wọ́n ti mọ technology computer. Kì í sì sórí Bill Gates ni wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní develop computer. Ẹ wo ohun tí wọ́n ti fi computer ṣe lónìí. Ìwọ tó bá pé o fẹ́ lọ lè kọ́ computer fún ọdún mẹ́rin, mo gbà ọ́ nímọ̀ràn pé láàrin ọdún mẹ́rin ọ̀hún kọ́ lọ lè kọ́ Ifá lọ́dún méjì, ọmọ àpàdé àlùdé. Is it not binary code? Ọ̀rúnmìlà ni ó ṣe lòdì láti tẹ àwọn wọ̀nyí ní Ifá. Nǹkan tí Ọ̀rúnmìlà pé ó ṣe lòdì fún babaláwo gangan lẹ́rìí tí wọ́n ń ṣe. Lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí, àwọn ọmọ wa tọ́jú obìnrin wọ́n fẹ́ràn láti máa fẹ́ èèbó. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ wa ń bẹ lára ọmọ ọ̀hún, wọ́n pè wọ́n ní half caste. Irúfẹ́ ọmọ náà yóò sọ pé òun fẹ́ bá ọ̀dọ̀ ìyá àwọn lọ àbí alẹ́tẹ̀rù wọn nífá, àmọ́ kì í ṣe òyìnbó tẹ́ pé yán mẹ́rin láwa gbé ogún ìdílé wa lágbè fún. Ó ṣe lòdì. Ó ṣe lòdì. Ibi ìréde káàkiri tá a réde káàkiri ló jẹ́ pé àwọn èèyàn wa tí wọ́n kó lọ sí ilẹ̀ Amẹ́ríkà ní Southern America tí wọ́n tẹ̀síwájú nípa the worship of Ogun, all those things, they fully now relinquished it to the white Brazilians. And every single year when they want to do Osun, Shango and the rest, they still need to call for a representative from Nigeria here to come and help them administer and help them correct their ways. So I'm saying Israelis became powerful and wealthy today because they retain their own Orisha within them. If you want to worship it, you come from anywhere you are in the world to their own nation to worship it. Saudi Arabia retain their own Orisha today because they tell you, come. Tourism give them the huge chunk of their money. Why do we take our Orisha to other people's nation? Why don't you mandate them to come to our nation here? If even from that aspect, we can even beef up the economy of this nation. Ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà ló jẹ́ wípé àwọn tó gọ̀ ni wọ́n máa ń ní agbára lọ́wọ́. Àwọn tí wọ́n gbọ́n wọ́n ní ẹnu ọ̀rọ̀. Àpẹẹrẹ rẹ̀ ni ẹmọye ìwátawàtawà ń bí. Ẹmọye ìwátawà ń bí. Bàbá ní ká rìn wòwò, ká mú nǹkan ọmọkùnrin síta àbí ká máa gbọ̀n dí. Ẹmọye àwátawà tá máa bẹ́ ń bí. Àbí tá a bá ń ṣe àwàdà tá a jẹ́ kọ̀mẹ́díà, ẹmọye àwọn tí wọ́n mọ̀ tẹ̀lé wa. A mọ̀ pé ilé ayé le, ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ò rọrùn, a ń láti rẹ́rìn-ín. Àmọ́ ẹni bá fi ọjọ́ òwúrọ̀ rẹ̀ rẹ́rìn-ín yóò fọjọ́ alẹ́ sunkún ni. Ẹja máa bá lọ. A wá bọ́ sí ìpele èèwọ̀ ìdílé. Kẹ́ẹ̀rí bí a ṣe tó, bí Ifá ṣe tó. Èèwọ̀ ìdílé wà. Ìdílé tá a bá ti bí oníkálùkù ni ó sọrú èèwọ̀ tí ó mọ yẹra fún lọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀. Family commandments. There are so many people born into a certain kind of family. Maybe in their family, they have dedicated their lives to observing the way of Shango. There are things that Shango doesn't like while he was alive. They cannot do it. There are those who came from the family of Ifa, Ọ̀rúnmìlà rather. There are those who are from the family of Ọbàtálá, Ọbàntà, Ọya, Ọ̀ṣun, Ògún, Egun. For example, those who came from the family of Eewo, wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ Ọ̀rúnlá. It's a type of okra soup. Bọ́ bá ń jẹ Ọ̀rúnlá nǹkan mọ̀ ṣe lòdì sí ọ ni. Àwọn Ọlọ́bàtálá wọn èé mẹ́mú. People from the family of Ọbàtálá, they don't drink palm wine. Àwọn ìdílé ológun wọn èé jájá. You cannot go ahead and be eating dog meat. Fortunately, some of you are in diaspora and they give you they call it intercontinental dish or assorted meat. Kí wàhálà yín má bàa wà assorted. Àwọn ìdílé ọlọ́ṣun wọn èé wọṣọ dúdú. They don't put on black dresses. Bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Somebody is saying, how about not knowing your family Eewo? You have to go and know it now. You ask the elders in your family. You know, the first way to create artificial problem for you, using the natural order, is when those pastors and those imams says, your problem is from your father's house. So they first annihilate you from your father's house. So you'll be doing something contrary to what the law and order of your father's house is. So you will keep paying them for the problem they are making you cause for yourself. Go and find out. Go and find out. Go and find out. You go and find out. Àwọn tí wọ́n wá láti ìdílé Ṣàngó, ọtí jìnnà sí wọn púpọ̀. Wọ́n ìsábà ń wọṣọ funfun, wọ́n mọ̀ wọṣọ dúdú. And those who came from the Ṣàngó's lineage, it is even forbidden for them to be barbing their hair. It is forbidden for them to be barbing their hair, either male or female. And you can't say, okay, I don't barb my hair, and then now I'm going to do dreadlocks. People who do dreadlocks are from the lineage, from the follower of Ọ̀rúnmìlà. They don't touch their hair. But the family of Ṣàngó, even though they don't touch their hair, they have to plait the hair. You have to plait your hair, even as a male. Àkànṣe anklet wà. Ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ tí wọ́n ń so sẹ́sẹ̀ yẹn. That is for the males in the family of Ṣàngó. And they also have their own special kind of waist bead for the males. For the males. But when we begin to observe all this, you say it's barbaric. You say it's barbaric. Wọ́n sì mọ jẹra fún bí tí ìbínú bá ti ń bẹ, anger. Iná ọmọ òrara ni wọ́n ò gbọ́dọ̀ fẹ́ ẹni tó yẹ pé ó identify pẹ̀lú fire. Ní la fi sọ pé checking compatibility of your spouse is important. It is important. Aside from knowing your element, we are able to also trace which of the orishas do you identify with. Somebody is asking now about people who came from the family of kings. What orisha is the king's family from? Being a king is not a taboo. You can be from the house of Ogun, house of this, and be a king. So we still trace back the orisha they do in your family. You get? Ṣé ká máa bẹ́ tó lọ? Ẹ rí pé Ọ̀rúnmìlà ṣe pé èèwọ̀ gbogbogbò, the societal, the civilization commandment is there. The one that's peculiar to each family is there, which you must observe. So there is no disorder in coexistence of people. Coexistence of people. Ẹ mọ̀ gbìyànjú àti máa tẹ̀ béèrè yín o ká mọ̀ dáhùn. Lẹ́yìn èyí, nínú Ifá Ògúndáṣẹ́ ńlá ti wá rí èèwọ̀ ìpọ̀nrín, èèwọ̀ èké ìpọ̀nrín. Ẹ mọ̀ gbọ́ tí àwọn èèyàn bá bínú ṣe wá sọ máa kí ìpọ̀nrín máa pọ́ngbọ́n ẹ fún ẹ. Ìpọ̀nrín ó túmọ̀ sí ẹlẹ́dàá èèyàn. Ẹlẹ́dàá èèwọ̀ èké ìpọ̀nrín, that is the individual commandment that is naturally peculiar to you. And no matter how many kids you have in your family, they have different kind of commandment they must observe. They must observe. They must observe. Somebody is asking, how do you find out your family's Orisha if your family is a Christian? You have to ask them now. Let them point you to your village. They might have taken themselves out of it, but you need to find out. Okay, now from knowing your surname, if you are so fortunate that your parents have not adopted Bartholomew or Jasper or Caesar as their surname because of anger and stupidity by dumping names like Ajima Jashan, Elemosho, and the rest, we can still find it for you. If we know your surname and it is Yoruba name, we know your hometown, we can do those things for you. We can do those things for you. By the name of a child, we know the family he or she came from. But we have to start driving. When we find the ancient source of your family, we now ask them, Oshawonian sin delay. Mo wa so fun wa, awa mo ba se. That's it. All right. So somebody asked earlier, how do I know the element I identify with? A béèrè lọ́wọ́ Ifá ni. Ifá la béèrè yín lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà ni ó jẹ́ pé owó àti yẹfá wò ní máa ń ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa àti ń gbégbé ayé òkùnkùn. A béèrè lọ́wọ́ Ifá ni. A béèrè àwọn ìbéèrè kan lọ́wọ́ wọn náà gbà Ifá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ tán á sì sọ fún wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni báyìí nǹkan báyìí ló yẹra fún nǹkan báyìí. Bá a bá ti ń sọ ọ́ ti máa rí wípé ó bá ìwà àti ìṣesí rẹ mu. That's it. Now we move on. The Eewo Pọnrin. The Eewo Pọnrin. Oshogbo is a cult. Oshogbo is a cult. Are you with me? Oshogbo is like a social cult that maintains. It's like having House of Rep and Senate representative. It's peculiar to people in Ijebu, especially Ijebu Ode. They have different level of different hierarchy of governance. So Oshogbo is one of it. We have the what do you call it? Ogboni, Oshogbo, and the rest of them. That's a cult that people get into. It's like an association that have their secret order and code that they do. So it's not like, okay, it's a family something. Even if you are from Ogun family or your family and the rest, you can still be part of that social cult. Are you with me? All right. So please, how about those in Caribbean taken away as slaves? Yeah, that's why they need to also find out. The first thing is to do the DNA test, find out which part of Africa are they connected to. If they are Yoruba, we begin to now find their ancestry. But you have to do the basic one first. All right, so for someone like me who's from Elegun family, I still feel so connected to the rain and land. I just don't know why. Does that have anything to do with my Pọnrin or something? Ìdílé rẹ̀ o, ìdílé Elegun, àwọn ọmọ bẹ̀. Wọ́n máa fẹ́ràn ijó gan. Tí wọ́n bá ti gbọ́ ìlù sétí, kò síbikíbi, wọ́n máa lose control. Ó sì nírú ìlù tí ó gbé a lè fi ṣe lòdì sí wọn, a sì lè fi ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́, a lè fi ìlù ọ̀hún pè wọ́n wálé níbikíbi tí wọ́n bá wà. Wọ́n kàn máa gbọ́ lù ọ̀hún ni. Wọ́n ń ṣèdílé aláyàn o. They have their code. Irú ìlù tí wọ́n lù tí ó fi máa mọ̀ pé ìlù eléégún lélẹ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò yé. Wọ́n fẹ́ràn ijó gan, ẹni ìtìn ìlù wọ́n fẹ́ràn ẹ̀ gan. Tó bá sì ti ń dìgbà bí agẹmọ bí nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ mọ̀ rí pé energy wọn mọ lọ òkè dáadáa. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò yé. Ìdílé eléégún bọ́ wá wọn kọ́ lọ ṣolùṣọ́ àgùntàn bọ́ jẹ́ jíò. Tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ yẹ̀yẹ́ rẹ, if they want to disgrace you, wọ́n á kọ̀ lọ gbé ìlú ilé yìí, wọ́n á kọ̀ fún ẹ ń kóòdù, ó kàn máa jójú ẹ̀ngùn ni. Let's quickly deal with Pọnrin. Pọnrin is your personal taboo. a mọ̀ rí èèwọ̀ èkè pọ̀nrín bá a bá yẹ kádàrá èèyàn wò àbí tá a bá ṣe àkọsẹ̀jáyé fún ọmọ. tá a bá ṣe àkọsẹ̀jáyé fún ọmọ a máa rí èèwọ̀ òkè pọ̀nrín rẹ̀, personal taboo or commandment tí ọmọ ọ̀hún gbé wọlé ayé. Depends on the part of nature you identify with that will tell us ọ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe báyìí, ọ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ ṣàwo. ọ̀rọ̀ bí òye iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ tó ṣe èèwọ̀ òkè pọ̀nrín ni ó sọ fún ọ. ẹlòmíì ó lọ lè ń ṣiṣẹ́ oníṣẹ́ yóò mọ̀ pé òun wà frustrated páyé ń ṣe òun. ìlú tó gbé èèwọ̀ òkè pọ̀nrín ó jẹ́ oyé ọ. irú aṣọ tó mọ̀ wọ̀, oúnjẹ tó mọ̀ jẹ, èèwọ̀ òkè pọ̀nrín ni ó sọ fún ọ. ọkọ tàbí aya tó fẹ́, èèwọ̀ òkè pọ̀nrín ni ẹlòmíì kádàrá rẹ̀ ò ràn mọ́ ẹni tí ó pupa àbẹ́ni tó dúdú. ẹlòmíì orí bíbọ tirẹ̀ ó lè jẹ́ ọ̀sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ la gbọ́dọ̀ máa bọrí fún kórìí ó mọ́ bọ́ dàrú. ẹlòmíì ó lè jẹ́ pé oṣooṣù ni ẹlòmíì ó jẹ́ ẹ̀ǹkan láàrin oṣù méjì. orí bíbọ tirẹ̀ ó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú nǹkan torí rẹ̀ bá gbà. orí ẹlòmíì gbẹlẹ́dẹ̀, orí ẹlòmíì gbẹku, orí ẹlòmíì ó gba ewì, orí ẹlòmíì ìjàpá lọ́gbà. ẹ mọ̀ pé ìjàpá àti ewì wọ́n jọra, ewì ń wà nú omi, ìjàpá ń wà lórílẹ̀. ẹlòmíì orí rẹ̀ àti rẹ́ni torí rẹ̀ gbẹ́yẹ òwìwí. owl tó very strong. abárí babaláwo tó bá pé àkọ́kọ́ wàá bọ́ rí generic whatever ó fẹ́ dà ọ lórí rú ni o. a gbọ́dọ̀ mọ nítorí rẹ̀ gbà ká tó bọ̀rí fún ọ. mo fi máa ń sọ wípé the fact that antibiotics augmentin and ciprofloxacin are both antibiotics does not mean you are not allergic to them. We must know what. People will come and say, I want to appease my ori, I want to connect with my ori, and then they just want you to do something generic. I'll tell them first is to consult. Kí lórí rẹ gbà. After that, we'll tell you the items. If you want to buy it, buy. If you want us to buy for you, buy for you. We tell you the procedure. If you are in diaspora, we'll tell you what to do, what we are going to do here, what you're going to do there, and we get it done. However, I beg people, at least once a month, consult your babalawo again and tell your babalawo, I want kò sí bó ṣe lè rìn. There's no how you make some mistakes, you do some things. It is always good to go and reset. It's always good to go and reset. It is going to church, going to mosque is a distraction from who you are, from your spirituality. And being spiritual does not mean you must go to one place or one shrine every time. Once a month, gather or meet or fellowship with your babalawo. Do this thing together, recharge yourself. It is called recharging moment when you connect with your ori, at least once a month. If you have not done it before, please do it. People who have done it, whom we have worked for, testify to this different kind of aura energy around them. And from there, we are able to tell you, don't do this, don't do that. Ori bíbọ nǹkan torí rẹ̀ ó gbà á sọ fún ọ. Ẹlòmíì wà tó yẹ pé kò gbọdọ̀ rìn rédíò òru. Ẹlòmíì wà tó yẹ pé kò gbọdọ̀ mọtí, oríṣiríṣi nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Èèwọ̀ òkè pọ̀nrín ni, kò bá ọ lára mu. And it doesn't mean that you are twins, that it should be the same. No. Orí Táyé Lolú ó yàtọ̀ sí Kẹ́hìndé Gbẹ̀gbọ́n. As long as we don't have the same thumbprint, we cannot have the same ori. And what our ori receive or collect is different from each other. So in a single family of 10, they have different kind of ori, different kind of allergy. It is the job of the parent to be the custodian of these children. That's why parents are the gods in that home that the children must pay obeisance to. Do veneration to every single day or any time they have chance to meet. They are the vault and the chest of your secret in life. So they go to do Akosejaye for you. And you know how we do it in this place, in Baba Yoba here? People who have transacted with us, whom we have worked with, they know that we have a registered organization called Knowledge and Literacy Bay. Knowledge and Literacy Bay. What we are reading out is knowledge. And our intention is to have everybody to become literate regarding this African spirituality. So it's a bay of knowledge and literacy. And we try as much as possible to upgrade our system and our way of reporting to people. You come to consult Ori or do Akosejaye or check Kadara from us and all that. You give us the basic requirement we need. When we get the stuff from Ifa, we send you a mail giving you a report and lowdown of all the things you need to observe, the things you can't do, the way you are, we give it family by family, person by person, so that you can have a safe copy of it and you don't get to forget. Are you with me? We do that for people. The general taboo or the general commandment, I've said that. The one peculiar to family, it is until when we know your family name and we know the orisha they do there, that will point us in the right direction of what you should not do, what you should do. Tell everyone who tells you that your family are behind your problem that they should keep short. Be in good relationship with your family. And the third one is Eewo. A lot of people are roaming around and living life with so much danger around them because they don't know their left from their right. Many of the people will say the blood of Jesus has set me free and all that, but they are still pleading the blood every time. You have been pleading the blood since you gave your life to this Jesus. If that blood is potent enough, your problem should have been solved now, don't you think? Be using your brain. At least for once, be using sense. You get? The reason why you still keep breaking limit and all that is because nothing is being broken. There are two possibilities. Either there's no limit for you to break or you are breaking it with what is not potent enough. You get the point? You've been to churches, you've been to mosque, everything is just the same. Why don't you try your own people also? Àgbàtàn là ń gbọ̀lẹ̀ bá a bá dáṣọ fọ́lẹ̀ àpá láró ni. Ìṣẹ̀ṣe ìgbàyàn kọ́ wá fílẹ̀ pé a gbà wá fílẹ̀. A wá gbà wá fílẹ̀ kọ́mọ ká máa jọ. Ìṣẹ̀ṣe is not mechanic. You know, Nigerian mechanics are the one that will take something, they will do your brake problem and give you overheating problem so that you keep coming and paying and all that. No. You get? So try something. Try this also. And I'm not saying this because I want you to patronize me. Reach out to any other babalawo. Just get yourself sorted. There's nothing bad about Ìṣẹ̀ṣe. There's nothing evil about it. And if you would not lie, the reason why you are here and you are still following this platform because there's an inner witness within you that tells you that whatever they do in those churches and those mosques, you don't fit in. You are not connecting well. And something is telling you this is the way. Walk in it. Yeah. So that's basically it. Ó ṣe dandan fún wa láti ṣe general consultation Ifá. Afẹ́gbègbèsè kan ni o, ẹ̀jẹ̀ abifá léèrè. Òun lẹlẹ́rìí ìpín àtórí ẹni tí ò sunwọ̀n ṣe. We want to get married. We are starting a relationship. We want to travel. We're doing something. Generally, let's just consult and know so that we don't grope in darkness when there's light. Please, guys, start putting your question out. It's question and answer time. I'll start attending questions. No matter how absurd, no matter how off track your question is, I'm here to answer you. We'll spend the next 30 minutes or so, or less to answer a question now before it gets dark again. All right, so that's basically it about that. Those are the three levels and phases of commandment that Orumila gave to us. There is no way you will go wrong if you follow them. There is no how you will go wrong when you follow this. Is it the societal one? No one will be evil. No one will be bad. No one will be negative if we follow those societal rules. Because there are repercussions to all of them. It's not something you will do and your children will now inherit. No, it's you. Orí taba fi fagbọn ìjẹ́mbẹ̀ ìwọ náà ló máa forí ẹ̀ kó. Orí ẹlẹ́bọlẹ́bọ ń lọ, orí elépèlépè ń lọ, òkúta bá sọmọ́ pẹ̀lọ̀pẹ̀ ń sọ gbani. When we check out those commandments, you realize that no way righteousness will not prevail in our society if we are be following them. But for them to creep in this corruption, this nonsensical way of life, they started writing some nonsense constitution that was given to them by Europeans just to have every excuse to exonerate themselves from evil. And they still do it yet today. All right, so somebody is saying that, okay, my parent did not take care of me spiritually. Well, you are old enough. If you are typing it, that means you are old enough. People that don't have parents, they take care of themselves. This is the best time for you to start consulting for yourself. Don't just be an onlooker. Don't be an audience. Don't just hear this and make it look entertaining to you. I know my voice is good when I'm speaking Yoruba. Don't get carried away. Take care of your life. Take care of your life. Aragbilaye o. Ogun ṣìláyé béèyàn bá bèèrè lọ́wọ́ pé ṣógun láyé ni sọ fún wọn pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o. Ó ṣẹ̀yàn wọn ò lé ọ, ó ṣẹ̀yàn wọn ò lé ọ. Some people, the fact that you are pretty is enough excuse for them to make you start smelling and stinking wherever you get to. You are so pretty, you are so beautiful, but you are smelling. You don't think you are smelly, you don't know you are smelly, but whenever people meet you, they don't want to stay because you didn't offend anybody, they just don't like you. They just don't like. Bọ́ ṣoríire ìbínú ẹnìkan ni. Somebody will now tell you that all the Egyptians you see today, you will see them no more. Have you forgotten that Egypt is in Africa? It's like telling you that the Africans you see today, you shall see them no more. Nínú ibi tí wọ́n ṣe sí ọlọ́tí máa mọ̀ pé wọ́n gan lágbára. The more they attack you, the stronger you become. Fortify yourself. Somebody is asking, he said, the concept of Satan of Abrahamic religion, do we have the same thing in Yoruba? Is there an immortal being that will punish you, or is there like an energy that punishes you when you do anything evil? No, the concept of Satan in Abrahamic religion is not the same as the Eshu we have here. Eshu is not the same as Satan. You get? We don't know that old ancient dragon. We don't know the serpent they are talking about. We don't know the devil. We don't know all those things. Eshu is not Satan. Eshu is a messenger. Is the inner witness. Eshu is like is the equivalent of their own angel Gabriel, who is always bringing message. Eshu is very important to every Babalawo because it is through the spirit of Eshu that we deliver message to people. So we hear from nature through Eshu and we give message to people. You get the point? All right, so is there an immortal being? Now, however, this same Eshu can be manipulated by people, all those bad people. So, Asasi in Yoruba, in English is remote control, where someone just park their car because they are hearing a voice, park your car, park your car, park your car. They park their car on the bridge and they jump into the river and they go. Now that inner witness has been polluted and been, tweaked against you. It is all principles of nature. This same thing can be used to call someone from abroad. Sometimes our kings that you see today, ancient kings, they were called from abroad. Call them. They will just have nothing but the passion to come home. But is it good? It's not good now. You cannot hypnotize people. It's not good to make people do what is not in their will. Such people run mental. They become vegetable at the end of the day. All right, so is there a supreme being that will punish people when they die and all that? No. It is bad and evil. It is like jumping from 40-story building without parachute and thinking that there is a need for a spiritual being to punish you or for you to crash. No, it is the law of nature. Gravity. It is a law of gravity. If you defy it, you die. It is existing there. That is the same thing with doing what is wrong. If you think before you do something, if you think deeper before you take a step, you will know that the consequences can be so crazy. It's like sleeping with someone who is infected with HIV/AIDS and you think one supreme being will be the one to give you HIV/AIDS. No. It's because you did not use your brain. You went to crayfish waka. It's you that you have called it. Yeah, so that's it. Somebody saying I gave up on Christianity long ago. If we say heaven does not exist, then what is the meaning of Orun in English? Orun is the firmament. Orun is there. Here, this sky. Sky. Thank you. Orun, this is Orun now. Sky. We call it Orun or we call it Aja. The top, the roof and all. So when we say Oba Waja in Yoruba land, that means Oba has entered into the sky. So Orun is, to us, heaven is not a place where people go to go and be staying. There's no storage system. All right, so there's no storage system anywhere. The sky is galaxy, and that's what they call Orun. And if you can build castle in the air, then the God that lives in the sky, we will say is valid. Afro-Masonic say, I am American initiated. How do I best connect with you in US? Orisha is Spanish, not my temperature. Really, I don't get what you're saying. You can send me an inbox, my DM. I will be able and be explanatory. With that, send me a DM and be explanatory. I don't get the English. All right, so somebody is saying, why do people duck when someone is placing a curse? Are the people present beneficiary to the curse? Yeah. Ducking does not mean the curse will not affect you because it is being released in the atmosphere. That's a word. Words are creative power. Words are creative power. Ọmọ àgbọ̀ tí wọ́n máa pe èpè ń jà ràn-ìràn ni. However, wọ́n ní ẹni dérúlerú ń wọ́tọ̀ orí elépèlépè ń lọ. It's not always true in all cases. When we unleash a curse, it can affect the atmosphere. It makes the atmosphere so porous. So in a spontaneous reaction of people, they feel when they do like this, it will be gone. Why? Because what they are saying is, even unconsciously, your subconscious know that somebody has released evil in the atmosphere. So you want to escape that atmosphere at that time. It's like releasing a fart, a gas from you. It will pollute everywhere. It's not only you that release the gas that will smell everybody will. You get? That's why it's very good for you to avoid any negative environment, places where they place curse and all that. And it does not matter if you guys are placing a curse uniformly against someone else. F-Oriko. I know a church, MFM, right? That church is basically established on the basis of Ekpe. I pity those who go to that church. You can see their life is never better. They're always looking sad and gloomy and always not one. They are not getting it. No matter how much deliverance they do. I'm sorry to mention that name, but you can see their life. Their life is an obvious explanation of what they are causing. So much curse in the atmosphere. So much curse. So much cursing. You can't live in that atmosphere and not be miserable. Oma wa miserable shani. You go to church, you say you serve somebody, and you are cursing other people. It's bad. It's wrong. That's why when Akiolu of Lagos, when he started cursing, when he took his staff of office, I came out, I told him, Baba, you are wasting your time. Go and get another staff of office. After all, that is not even a change staff of office. You are just making a fool of yourself. All those things cannot work. If it's going to work, it will work on you. And Josie Shepe, he who comes to equity must come with what? With a clean hand. Most people who issue costs are forgetting that they also have done something wrong. So you must have. So somebody say, yes, you already told us about issue and all that. Thank you very much. Any other question? Peradventure, a woman gets married and her husband's family pays homage to a different Orisha. Is she to pay homage to the Orisha of her father's house, or she has to do what that of her husband? She can do both. She should do both. You can't forget your own source because you are married to someone that can dump you tomorrow. You will not forget your own source. And aside that, in Yoruba theology, one Orisha is not greater than another. You are free to practice what you want to practice. The moment you are in a relationship with someone who is authoritative, who is domineering, who begins to tell you it is what I do that is final, who does not give you a say, who does not allow you to breathe, who does not give you a platform for freedom, you are in a dangerous relationship. It also applies to the Orishas. All right, thank you very much. The patriarchal, this thing does not apply to this. Okololori ori aya and all that. Owó mélòó ló fẹ́ san fórí olórí? It's wrong. All right. So, any other question before we wrap it up? Any other question? Question. We go for a musical break. When we come back, if there's no question, then we can now begin to wrap it up on the program today. Please put in your question. All right. So in the absence of question, I'd like to make an announcement. Please go to YouTube and subscribe to Baba Yoruba on YouTube channel so that we can run this in a more sophisticated way on YouTube also. And if you have more questions, maybe later you can put it in the DM. For consultation, IFA consultation and all of those things, you can also reach out to me on DM To know the Eewo, you should avoid Ipanrin, Akosejaye, and the rest. You can also reach out to me in the DM, and we can start talking about that. For those who want to get initiated and all that also, you can reach out to me in the inbox. And then if you are living in diaspora and you don't know your family name, your family Orisha and all that, you want to send us that errand, you can also reach out to us. And we also need your support, voluntary support and donation in terms of finance, so that we can push this forward and reel out better content for you. And don't forget that tagging your friends and also sending it to their inbox is most important, because we want to make this kind of knowledge go viral and redeem our people from the religion of the invaders. There's nothing wrong with you as an African child. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. You are not barbarians. You are not savages. You don't need salvation. You are not damaged. You don't need redemption. And there is no concept of going to heaven or hell. Begin to live with the consciousness of whatever I sow, I reap, either in this life or in the life to come. Thank you very much. Okay, so are you saying I should start afresh on the spiritual journey? Where do you start from? Okay, yeah, we can start from talking to me in the inbox regarding that. You can talk to me in the inbox regarding that. Somebody is asking about the title of the Apala music. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń pèrè wá sáìdá, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń pèrè wá sáìdá by Olóògbé Haruna Ìṣọ̀lá, Baba Gani Àgbà. Olóògbé Haruna Ìṣọ̀lá, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń pèrè wá sáìdá o, àmọ́ yín o, àmọ́ yín o. Àwọn èèyàn àtúnyìnmọ́ o, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń pèrè wá sáìdá, gbogbo ilẹ̀ ó fara gbẹ̀gbà. Àpèta tó dájú wà o, kọ́ má jẹ́ kéèyàn ó pè ọ́ lápèta, ọ lọ ṣe kí ni, ọ ṣe má darí kan, ọ ṣàyẹ̀ta. Those are insurances. Those are insurance policy you can have yourself. You can talk to me in the inbox regarding that. Èèyàn ò gbọ́dọ̀ rìn lásán. Ọmọkùnrin ò tó. Pàápàá jùlọ ìyẹn ọmọkùnrin tẹ́ ẹ̀ tí ìgbọ́n tẹ́ yìí yàn dí káàkiri. Ó ní ohun tá a ṣe fún yín tó yẹ pé bọ́ ọ bá bá àwọn eléyìí ní pàdé, tó o bá fẹ́ gbé làgàlàgà sí lògòlò pé gbogbo ẹ̀ ó sì rọ́wọ́ wọ̀. Àwọn gan ó ti mọ̀ pé ọmọ yìí ó ti dọmọ rẹ̀, àìfọmọ rẹ̀ bọ̀ rẹ̀. Yóò dára fún wa o, ayé wa ó dáa, yóò nítumọ̀, yóò ní gbọngbọ́n nú. Oyin báyìí ní kádùn ewúro, ní kẹ̀yìn ewúro. Ayé wa ó padà ládùn, yóò lóyin, yóò ní gbọngbọ́n nú. A ò ní báráyé fọwọ́ tì í, a ò ní rìn lọ́jọ́ tẹ́bi ń pọ̀nà. Ọjọ́ tó gùn ó gba ẹran kò ní fi ẹ̀dà gba ẹran lọ́wọ́ yín. Ọjọ́ tó gùn ó gba ẹja kò ní fi idà gba ẹja lọ́wọ́ yín. Ọjọ́ tí ó gba nǹkan kan kò ní fi idà gbà. Ẹ wá ní fọmọ rọ́pò ọjọ́ ikú yín, ẹ ò ní fi kú rọ́pò ọjọ́ ògo yín. Oníkẹ́yìn ò ní síwájú, oníwájú ò ní kẹ́yìn. A ò ní fọjọ́ ọlọ́jọ́ lọ. Rògbòdìyàn àìsàn àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn tí ń ràn káàkiri yìí kò ní ràn dé ìdílé wa, ìdílé ẹbí wa. Oṣù ilé ni wá ń porí wa níbi ìgbérara, làrá ń ké wọlé ìgbérara ní fún wọn. Àjẹ́ ilé ní ń porí tiwa níbi ìgbérara, làrá ń ké wọlé ìgbérara. Ẹlẹ́bọlóògùn ní ń perí wa níbi ìgbérara, làrá ń ké wọlé ìgbérara. Alárùkà ní ń porí wa níbi ìgbérara báyìí, ń làrá ń ké wọlé ìgbérara. Wọ́n ní àgbéjúlẹ̀ lọ́mọdé ń gbégi eléèrà o. Gbogbo ẹni bá ń gbé wa yẹ̀wò, wọ́n mọ̀ gbé wa jù ú lẹ̀ ni. Àwa dàgbàdo inú ìgò àdàwò mọ́jú fàdìyẹ látòní lágbára àwọn tó nílẹ̀. Adọ̀pọ̀lọ́ tí ń yan fanda lójú ẹlẹ́gùsí tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ fi wá yáta. Ó wá dilé oṣó, dilé àjẹ́ mo bẹ̀ ọ́, oṣó mo bẹ̀ ọ́, ẹlẹ́bọlóògùn atú bẹ̀ ọ́, ọmọ yín la jẹ́. Ọ̀já tá a fi ń pọnmọ tí ò gbọ́dọ̀ jábọ́ ni kẹ́ ẹ fi pọ̀n wá. A ò ní rógun eléyìí ní, a ò ní rógun alátakò. Gbogbo aboyún ilé kí ẹ máa bí wẹ́rẹ́, kágò máa tọwọ́ àlàbòsùn. Gbogbo ẹni tó kọ́wọ́ kọ́sẹ̀ sínú, tẹ́ ẹ bá ń forúkún ọ̀tún kúnlẹ̀, kẹ́ ẹ mọ forúkún ọ̀tún dìde. Tá a bá gbóhùn ìyá, tá a gbóhùn ọmọ, ká má ṣaláì gbóhùn bàbá pẹ̀lú. Ẹni ń wáṣẹ́ iṣẹ́ rere, ẹni ń wáya aya tó dá lọ́ọ̀dẹ̀, ẹni ń wọ́kọ ọkọ tí ó mọ ìwàgbéga rẹ̀ lọ́mọ rí. A dára fún wa, a jẹ wá kalẹ̀. Lọ́lá àwọn tí wọ́n dó ká tó dó, tán tẹ̀ ká tó tẹ̀, tán ṣàdúrà ká tó ṣe. Lọ́lá Ọ̀rúnmìlà, lọ́lá gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n mọ̀ jù wá lọ, ń la ṣe ìwúre. Àṣẹ kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó dìgbà kan náà o, yóò dára fún gbogbo wa.